happening as well throughout their history. We'll get into that as the game goes on. The Aggies win the tip. It's back to Gabe Pickens, who brings it past half court to get us started. You're going to see just how much New Mexico State wants to slow things down, because Tulsa, will press the pace. Do you anticipate the Aggies to run out of the half court?
Yeah, I do, and I expect it for them to continue to share the rock and get late down into that shot clock as they are already.
Pickens drives, has to tuck it, locks it up on the baseline, and there's how the scoring starts with Julius Mims.
Yeah, Julius Mims, the 6'9", big out of Idaho. Another one of those matchups that you got to watch for.
31 of 33 games played were starts at Idaho last year for Mims. Wing extended, this triple falls, and now it's Popola getting the scoring started for Tulsa.
Well, you start out with the alley-oop, and then all of a sudden Popola says, watch this three.
Ade Popola, junior out of St. Louis. It's his 21st three of the year. He's shooting right around 40% from beyond the arc. This is a long two. It rims out. Green with the board. David Green, the graduate transfer from Rhode Island, of course, played for Coach Conkle during his time at Louisiana Tech. Was recruited to Ruston. Ended up at Rhode Island last year, and now a key part of the Tulsa team, and he picks this pass off on the fast break.
Yeah, that's a bad pass there by Jones, but I enjoy what I'm seeing right now early from the Aggies. They're trying to set up offense based on their defense, and they're going to have to do that.
Popola. Back to the top of the key. Here's Miles Barnstable. He'll drive. One-armed kick into the corner. High arcing shot. That one drops for Tyler Barron.
What do you do when you got a 6'10" forward that can shoot like that?
Everyone on this roster can shoot like that. That's what even Coach Hooten was talking about in our conversation with him earlier this week. He said, you look up and down the roster, Tulsa has everyone can shoot. Malonga goes outside, foul called. Anthony Rizes will go to the free throw line.
Well, I think that's a bad foul there by Miles Barnstable, just trying to close out on the shooter. It's too much of Rizes.
Rizes, 5 points, 1 rebound. He went just 1 for 3 from the field in their last game. It was a loss to Abilene Christian, 77-69 on Saturday. Their second straight loss after winning their first 6 games. And when we asked Coach Hooten about the last 2 losses, he said, we kind of knew that was coming with the way that they played in the early parts of the schedule. There were going to be tough times ahead. You weren't going to win every game you played.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about that start, man. They started off red hot, and then once those tougher opponents start to show up, look, this is where you go into your adversity bag, and this is another one of those games for them. I think this is the test for the Aggies right now is just not being satisfied with being good enough.
Another open three out of the corner. Barnstable rattles it home. Tulsa does nothing but hit threes. Well, they do a lot of things, but so far they've done nothing but hit threes.
And not wasting a lot of time doing it either.
3 for 4 from downtown to start for the Golden Hurricane. Rizes works it around. Pink touch here from Mims. Goes back to the perimeter. Mims locked it up. Goes back up. Had to adjust to it. Offensive rebound underneath by Malonga, and he's fouled.
I love their half-court offense. They have excellent spacing, but before a shot has gone up, there have been 4 passes before. And here it is again, Barnstable knocking down the 3, and they're not wasting a lot of times getting up shots.
1 from Popola, 1 from Barron, 1 from Barnstable to make up the 9 points for Tulsa so far, where New Mexico State has gotten to the free throw line twice already. A line drive free throw by Malonga, transfer from East Carolina. Misses the first. He's a 40% free throw shooter on the season. Had the chance to see Malonga play against Eric Conkle's Tulsa Golden Hurricane. I was on the call for that game in the conference tournament in the American at Dickies Arena 2 seasons ago. Malonga, who was a part of Coach Schwartz's staff at East Carolina, former assistant at the University of Texas, who's been the leader of East Carolina, and they are thought to be a formidable opponent this season for Conkle and this Tulsa Golden Hurricane squad.
And you see another wrinkle here for the Aggies setting up the full court press. Just those little things that you try to do to slow down a team like the Hurricane, but I guess almost nothing you can do to slow them down.
No, not at this point. 4 of the 5 starters for Tulsa have hit a 3. Now a turnover. Popola with it. He'll go to the corner. Wing extended, trying to stay hot from 3. This one is off the mark. Tulsa's first miss from downtown since their opening shot of the game. And now a foul off the ball. That's against Augustine Equa, who inserts off the bench. Only plays sparing minutes, but has scored in each time this year as a freshman. Just got wrapped up that time. Good start so far. Shooting the rock by Tulsa. The Aggies trying to stay close here in these opening 4 minutes.
It has been get past half court, one pass and shoot. Now getting more into a half court set.
Still shooting. They've only attempted 1 from inside the 3-point arc today. That's by design. That's just how good and how well-rounded the shooting ability is on this Tulsa team as it's tipped out of play and out on the sideline. So far, the Golden Hurricane raining threes in Frisco, doubling up New Mexico State early. So New Mexico State with the basketball, trying to work their offense in the early going. They want their first 3 out of the corner. It's tipped out. Diving for the loose ball was Rizesh off the miss from Jamel Jones. You can see an early emphasis by Tulsa to rotate to Jones. He's the go-to scorer for New Mexico State, though they do have a couple guys that can knock him down.
Man, they see them diving for loose balls. Every possession so important right now for the Aggies, but you're right. That emphasis on closing out on Jamel Jones, they do not want to see him get hot.
Over the top for Riley. Tylen Riley, the junior, and a transfer from Cal Baptist. Played his first 2 seasons there. Rigsby in the game, so is Ian Smichael. A couple guys checking in for the first time.
You're at that point in the game where Tulsa just feels like they're starting to run off a little bit. The Aggies have to do something to kind of quell this momentum swing right now.
Need to stop here and then compound it with a make them of their own.
Yes.
Because as we've seen by Tulsa, you can get up and down the floor in a hurry the way that they play. And things can get out of hand very quickly as well, as Terrell is called for the blocking foul. He was the one that started in place of Gabe Pickens in that ACU game. And he's the first one off the bench to check in for Coach Jason Hooten today.
Well, Gabe Pickens got the cook pretty quickly.
Elijah Elliott also in the game. He's a high-level scorer as well, has put up as much as 40 in his career. Did it against Stephen F. Austin, a Division I foe, though going back and forth throughout his career. There's Tylen Riley, his second from deep. He had 14 points in his last matchup against UAPB.
They really do make you pay for playing that help man defense.
Catch and shoot. There's Elliott. Missed it from 3. All the way back out it goes, and it's out of play. That's the second long rebound off of a 3 ball by New Mexico State where nobody's there for the Aggies to track it down.
No, saw it before, and again, these possessions, they mean so much because you get down in a hurry versus Tulsa.
Jalen Lawal in as well, freshman out of Plano, Texas. He has a couple friends and family in the building. Tulsa said that they were allotted a certain number of tickets, and they ran out of those tickets quite quickly.
It seems like there's a lot of contingent here for Tulsa. Oh, man.
Blocking foul called as Rigsby drives inside. Let's take a look at it. What do you think on the second try?
Well, initially I thought it was a charge, but maybe in the restricted here, you see another foot on the line. I don't know. Could have gone either way.
Yeah, that one's close one way or the other. Terrell with his second foul. Rigsby to the stripe. 94% free throw shooter on the season. Has only missed 2 so far this year, and that's where Tulsa are phenomenal as a team, not just from the three-point line, but their field goal percentage and their free throw shooting, all very highly touted across the country.
No, you have to be, especially with as fast as they play and as downhill as they play. You expect to get fouled, and being able to knock down your free throws just comes with the success that they're having.
Currently number 1 in the American out of qualified individuals in free throw percentage is Miles Rigsby, and he goes back-to-back with a pair. Just like that, Tulsa up by 11, their largest lead already in the matchup. New Mexico State struggling to get their offense rolling. Here's Elijah Elliott looking for the screen off from Mims. Goes outside for Randall, who put it in the middle. It's turned over by Ekwe.
No way Ekwe was going to be able to handle that pass. Too hot.
Barnstable also too hot. Timeout, New Mexico State. 6 threes in the early going for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane.
Well, you see them making great decisions and making sure they kick it out. They are picking and popping. This is a hard offense to handle for the Aggies.
Currently trailing by 14 as the Aggies burn their first timeout of the afternoon. Trying to talk it over and find some level of rhythm on their offensive end. Here goes Gabe Pickens, left side drive. There's a whistle underneath. A couple guys get tangled up. And the push-off called against Kyrie's Mullen, who just entered into the game.
And the confusion on Gabe Pickens' face because he thought he had got touched up enough to get the foul. But no such luck.
Jacoby Osborne also checking in for New Mexico State. Nearly the entire floor right now for the Aggies reserves. This is a New Mexico State team that does go deep into their bench. They will play 11, possibly 12 players over the course of a day. Eric Gonkel talked about that earlier. That's a sign of a deep roster, but both teams are starting to get to that point in the season, 10 games in or so, where you start to dwindle your bench, shorten it up a little bit getting into conference play.
And I think that's a byproduct also of the transfer portal. You have to get to know these guys. Most of these coaches are almost dealing with brand new rosters each and every year. So how do you find out who can play and who can't? You go deep into your roster when you get that opportunity.
So Tulsa gets it back. Lawal brings it past half court. You can tell not the same urgency by the Golden Hurricane. They've built themselves a bit of a lead here, and they've done it out of the half court. It hasn't been the fast break transition type of offense that we've seen from Tulsa this season.
I think it was just that stoppage in play because I'm telling you, when defensively, when they get stops, they are out in transition quickly.
There goes Lawal inside, crafts through a couple different defenders. Lawal coming off of a career best 20 points against UAPB as well. Elliott wants to drive to the short corner. Makes the long pass outside for Pickens. He wants to go backdoor, almost turned it over. Elliott has it on the sideline, keeping possession alive for New Mexico State, who spins inside, finally gets deep in the paint, and now it's a fight for the basketball. Kyrie's Mullen gets fouled. No, that ball lost out of bounds, and Mullen's asking for a call. I'm shocked there wasn't one.
I think it went jump ball. And wow, this play right here from Jalen Lawal, just right down the paint. No big in there to turn him back.
That's exactly what New Mexico State was trying to do, trying to get Mullen, the 6'7" senior, rolling. Right now, New Mexico State just 1 for 7 from the field. They finally get a turnover. They'll get up and down the floors. Randall goes high off the glass and misses the layup. Transition defense there for the Golden Hurricane as well.
Yeah, stuck at 6 points are the Aggies.
Have not scored in nearly 5 minutes of game action. Currently a 16-1 run.
And I think their head is spinning right now.
They were able to hit a couple shots early. Now they've missed their last 7 from the field. Jamel Jones checks back in, wearing 21 in the black. He's been guarded by Rigsby, who's done a great job to this point. Here goes Osborne, back to Jones. Jones with just 7 to shoot. On the elbow, looking for anybody to get the basketball to. Stifling defense by Tulsa, and the Golden Hurricane forced 9 straight misses.
And just as much as they're sharing the rock, the Aggies, no one is set and ready to shoot off of the pass. Got to give credit to the Hurricane defense. That's clearly a travel.
It was a travel. Miles Rigsby picked up the pivot foot, picked up the ball as well, and you can even see the smile from Jason Hooten. He's got his work cut out for him. His team in an early hole. He's had some success over his 3 seasons in Las Cruces.
Yeah, right now, they really are struggling in their half-court sets. I mean, I know sharing is caring, but you got to be able to execute out of those offensive sets.
It feels like a team right now that just hasn't had the window of opportunity to shoot it. Even Jamel Jones has only put up 2 field goal attempts. That might be the best look they've had all day, and it's cashed in by Elijah Elliott.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Be ready to catch and shoot.
Elliott, in his 6th school attended for college basketball, started at Oklahoma Christian, went to Mount St. Mary's, then Blinn College, then UT Rio Grande Valley, Southern Illinois, and now he's found a home with the Aggies.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that's what they needed from him, from anyone. Elijah Elliott, ready to catch and shoot.
Kylan Riley back in the ball game. He's hit a couple threes already. Same for Barnstable, who has it top of the key. Right back to him. Green, he wants to join the 3-point shooting barrage. Off the mark, but a push-off on the floor. That'll go against Elliott.
Boy, say something good about Elijah Elliott, and all of a sudden he picks up 2 fouls.
Back to back.
I'm in no man's land right here underneath the goal, but that's a great box out.
These offensive rebounds, crucial. We talked about the scoring ability and the free throw ability by Tulsa. How about the rebound margin? Also first in the American at the moment. A.J. Martin Jr. getting his first minutes for Coach Conkle. Here goes Barnstable. All the way outside, NBA range 3 for Ade Papola. His 2nd of the day. And the onslaught continues.
And they have that kind of range. When you see them shooting threes at home, these guys will step back. They trust it.
7 for 10 from downtown to start this matchup. And we're not even halfway through the first half at the moment. Jones, work around. Here's Pickens. Pump fake drive. Pickens goes all the way inside. Had a great look. Offensive board, and going back up with a foul is Julius Mims.
Honestly, Gabe Pickens had 2 great looks. He had an opportunity for the 3, and then he elected to come off of the 3-point line to get closer. It's a confidence thing right now for the Aggies on offense.
2 for 11 from the field, just shooting 18%. 4 of their 9 points have come at the free throw line, where Mims is now. 70% shooter on the season. One of the top in the Conference USA with top 10 in rebounds, top 15 in blocks so far, and he's had at least 10 points in 3 games this year. Mims, the transfer from Idaho. Randall checks out. Starters back in here for New Mexico State. Rizesh along with Malonga. Mims knocks them both down.
Yeah, they not only need his offense, but they need him defensively as well, man. This is, right now, they are being tested at every level.
How about Rigsby working past half court. Back to Riley. So many talented guards on this Tulsa squad. They won it again to Popola. High rebound. Mims gets it in midair. He had high contact with Rigsby, who was also fighting for that loose ball. Jamel Jones automatically double team, drives baseline, turn around, his floater goes.
Yeah, he's just a one-man army. Is Jamel Jones is creeping down the baseline and using the other side of that board to get 2 points.
Turnover by the Aggies, starting to find some rhythm. They've made back-to-back field goal attempts for the first time in the game. This one's tipped out of play by Popola. Been really impressed with the junior out of St. Louis. But let's take a look at that make by Jamel Jones, one of our highlighted players to start the day.
Yeah, recognizing he didn't have an outlet, and he just takes matters into his own hands. You know, he's a walking bucket. They have to rely on him, but some other guys got to get involved here.
Mims to Rizesh, who only has the free throws to his total so far. Malunga pump fake right to the rim. Good adjustment by the junior transfer.
That's what we've been asking for. Easier buckets here for the Aggies, and you can see them start to feel it a little bit offensively.
The Aggie faithful who have made the trip into Frisco for this one, starting to come alive a bit. Riley into the corner for Popola. Foul called. That'll go against Jones, it appears.
Well, that was close, but you're trying to close out on Riley, and you have to do it in a hurry because he's knocked down the three. Good to see him put his head down and try and get to the cup.
New Mexico State doing a nice job of forcing some turnovers, keeping Tulsa off that three-point line, which was so kind to them to start the matchup. Popola at the stripe, 80% this year. He's gone 8 for 10. Great shooter, 6'5". He's ranked as the number 7 junior college transfer, according to Rivals this past offseason, after playing 2 seasons at Moberly Area Community College. You know where that's at?
I have no idea.
It's in the Moberly area.
Okay, good deal.
He knocks down both free throws here. 8 points for Popola.
Well, wherever Moberly is, they're hooping.
27-15, 8 minutes remaining here in the opening half from Frisco. Corner three by Mims is short. Tracked down by Green. Numbers for Tulsa if they want it. Green says, I'll take it myself. Thank you very much, with the adjustment in the lay-in.
Well, I'd say Julius Mims is trailing and trying to get the block. You see right there for David Green why he was the highlighted player. Up and down the floor for number 23. Good defense.
Another great takeaway. Tulsa back to Popola, and Jones does a good job of fouling, making Popola earn it from the line, but it's Tulsa up and down the floor, just as we anticipated. The Golden Hurricane in control of this one.
Yeah, up and down really quickly. Nothing you can do to stop it.
First free throw off the mark from Ade Popola. Only his 3rd free throw missed this season, and he redeems himself on the 2nd. Once again, Tulsa doubling up New Mexico State. Alongside Heckma Harrison, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us from Frisco, Texas, home to the NBA G League Texas Legends. Locked it up down low. That looked like some NBA G League action as Malunga works the baseline for the slam.
Hey, great play design out of the timeout for New Mexico State, but defensively is where they need a lot of the effort to go to because Tyler Riley is on fire.
He's got his 3rd 3 of the day, and he's only put up 4 shots total. Jones, workaround for Rizesh. Cut off by a double team, threw it into a Tulsa defender. Rigsby was there to reel it in. Miles Rigsby backtracks to the top of the key. Guarded by Malunga, gets the switch he wants. That floater from point-blank range is going to drop nearly every time.
It just seems like every time the Aggies make a little bit of a run, the Hurricanes come right back, and they just, hey, they won't let this control of this game get away from them.
Pass down low to the short block. Here's Malonga backing down Green. Goes up and under, had the help side defense blocked by Popola.
You got to be stronger than that.
Finally taken away. The Aggies to Jamel Jones. The late foul called. It was a late whistle. Tulsa wanted a no call, but they will get Miles Rigsby. Here's a look.
And that's just waiting on the and one opportunity. But I think that's obviously the correct foul.
He went straight up initially. It was the finish, I think. You look at the way that Rigsby elevates. Good, 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 bad. Right there. Right at the end of it, and that's possibly why there was a late whistle as well. Now Jones missing free throws. Can't afford to leave those on the table right now.
No, you can't, man. It's especially with the pace of play. I mean, this Tulsa team has seized control.
And you look at the shooting percentages right now for both teams. Tulsa 73% from the field. They've gone 11 of 15 from the field. And you might think to yourself, well, at some point, the law of averages will come into play, and that will start to decrease a little bit, right?
Okay.
Not the case with this Tulsa team. They hit too many shots and at too high of a clip.
And just right now, if you don't know anything about either of these teams, you could just based off of energy, Tulsa is just playing with more energy than New Mexico State.
Riley inside, draws a foul. That was a crafty move to get his third foul of the day. Terrell with his third, that is. And he'll have to head right back to the bench. He just subbed back in. Terrell, who started in the last matchup for New Mexico State, over 1,000 points over 2 seasons at Delta State. Was an all-GSC honoree, and now he's got foul trouble. In comes Pickens.
And Tyler Riley, he's just taking advantage of his height. He's 6'3", going up against a 6-footer. He's just finding a way to back him down, and you saw right there, he just put Terrell on his hip and got him the foul.
Rizesh barely got it past half court prior to the number.
What do they need this guy right here to be better?
Pickens?
Yes.
That's a good point. Does get some separation there. Back to Rizesh. Great switch defensively by Tulsa, and it helps force a turnover. Behind the back, inside, out of reach it goes. You can see Ramad Dean was doing everything he could to stay off of the Aggies defender. He was just rolling out of control here. That ball just trickled all the way down the floor.
And behind the back from Riley, I thought that was designed, but obviously he lost control of the ball.
So the Aggies get it back, trailing by 19. Pickens, another double team. Found a tight window to Malonga. That ball blocked from behind. Tyler Barron got a hand on it. Now he's running with it. Sniper pass down the right side of the lane. Barron put it on a string to Rigsby, who lays it in. Timeout, New Mexico State.
Oh, man, Miles Rigsby with the hang glider finger roll. Tulsa's just out and running right now, man. Unbelievable pace for them as the finish right there for Miles Rigsby.
Love the pass by Barron as well. And you can tell he liked it too. Look at him yelling here. Back behind the play. He knew that one was good as soon as it found the hands of Miles Rigsby, the transfer from Troy. Also a Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex product as he played in Fort Worth. Of course, he was a big-time player with Troy. Helped lead the Trojans to a first round of the NCAA tournament. Put up 17 points in that first round game against Kentucky.
Hey, man, you had me at sniper pass. That was great in transition.
Rigsby looking on, and right now so is New Mexico State. Not a whole lot they can do at the moment.
They'll score 18 points. They got to find their offense.
And look at Eric Conkle out of the timeout. going to put a little pressure in the backcourt here.
Yeah, when we talked to him, that's what he talked about. Always presenting just a hint of pressure.
You never know whether they're going to let off the gas a bit or if they're going to bring the heat.
Yeah,
they're bringing the heat. Here goes Riley, lopped it up. Backdoor! Miles Barnstable, you've got to be kidding.
Hey, yo.
He's made some highlight reel plays before. That one might have topped the list.
I said before, I'll say it again, Miles Barnstable can bring the potato salad to the picnic. Wait.
Malonga gets it back for New Mexico State. Here goes Barnstable again. He dribbled it off a foot of an athlete. Can we please take a look at this one again? Barnstable with a poster.
Look out below. Oh, man. Oh, man, Randall. Man, that's one of those ones that when you go back and look at the film, he just caught you in no man's land, baby.
Just may want to skip on past that one when film study comes around.
Fast forward is your friend.
And give a lot of credit to Randall. He didn't get the foul. He did give a challenge, but not enough against Barnstable. This one missed. Tip back out from Barron.
Oh, man.
Randall back to Mims. Left alone. He's going to take the shot from three-point land. Missed it.
Not a lot of lift on that at all from Julius Mims.
He entered the day just 2 for 4 from three-point land so far this season. You can see as he goes back to the bench, they're happy with him taking that shot. New Mexico State Conference USA this season, picked only behind Liberty and Kennesaw State in the preseason poll. The Aggies, of course, with a large following out in Las Cruces. A lot of good basketball in a tradition-rich program there at the Pan America Center, who, of course, have seen a lot of winning, and they will see a lot of winning this season, just not their game so far.
So what you're saying, Kyle, is don't judge them off of this performance or this first half. Is that correct?
Off of the last 3 games.
I like it.
2 straight coming in. Look more at the 6-0 start than what you've seen over the last 3, and that's why Randall stays behind the line and gets that 3 to drop.
Hey, that's the way to make up for it, man. Hey, let's get my face off of that poster. I'll make a 3 for you.
Final 3 minutes of the first half. Tulsa has led the entire way. Straight away, Barnstable had a wide open look. Aggies looking to take advantage. Here's Elliott in rhythm. Elliott has seen a lot of playing time coming off the bench. Malonga with the screen. Rizash, his turnaround 3, in and out it goes. It was a good look off the sideways action there by Rizash.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is they're trying to run things off of this pick and roll. Rizash just had an opportunity to knock down another 3 for the Aggies. It was in and out.
Pick and roll, inside it goes. Easy money for Tylen Riley.
He is having himself a first half.
13 points, almost to his entire total from the last game. His career best is 25. He's already on pace for that. Longa looking to set a bit of a screen here. They go right back to him. He'll drive. Physicality in the paint, and a foul called against Tyler Barron. He can't believe it.
Hey, Barron, he may have a case.
New Mexico State benefits from the foul call. Malonga to the line. As we talked about earlier, has not been great from the free throw stripe this season. He's 1 for 2 today. Malonga, defensive post presence, big body in the paint. They've gotten him moving and mobile a lot more with this New Mexico State program than he ever did with East Carolina, and that's something that could benefit him in the long run.
Yeah, so far he has the highest score for the Aggies. It's 8th point here in this first half, and I don't think we anticipated that for New Mexico State.
He was rated the number 3 player out of Kentucky in the 2023 draft class. Misses the second, another 1-for-2 trip from Sierra Malonga inside. Michael, bounce pass to Green. Kept it to the cutter, blocked over the top by Malonga. Now Elliott wants to set up a triple, and he drills it on the fast break. Second one to drop for Elliott today. New Mexico State's crowd trying to will their way back into contention here as a foul is called. That'll go against Rizesh.
Well, you needed this block right here from Malonga, going up and getting the block, and then setting in motion the fast break. But Elliott stops and pops, not even waiting on a layup. Knows exactly what his team needs. Love to see them work like that in transition.
14 threes hit this season for Elliott, the transfer from Southern Illinois. Former junior college All-America. Has had some honors and rankings at each of the schools that he has participated with at the collegiate level. Riley now up to 15 points after another perfect stripe trip. Elliott, wing extended, wants to stay hot. Wiped it out of his hands, but it's off the front iron.
Felt good, looked good, just didn't fall.
How quickly did Tulsa get that ball down the floor to David Green, and it turns into another foul and free throws.
Even without numbers, they are just pushing the tempo with purpose. And Green, although obviously not a great shot, he just realizes that he has a guy on his back and he's going to draw the foul.
One of the big things too, that's Elliott's third foul. So both Terrell and Elliott, two guys playing critical roles off the bench for New Mexico State, now in a bit of foul trouble. That's a lot of time why you do press and you get that fast break going off of a miss, is you want to take the guy who just took the shot and had the ability to take the shot out of the play and maybe get a foul on him on the other end.
And that's executed perfectly. And another one of these offensive possessions for the Aggies where points are needed. They are falling behind big time.
Yeah, definitely so. Back down by 20. Randall on the elbow for Malonga. Cutter inside, up and under it goes. That ball never hit the rim. Now it can reset, but not for long. It's rebounded by Dean. About a 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock. So Tulsa will spend the majority of this possession killing some time. Riley with 15 points in the first half, 5 off a season high already. Riley himself takes the contact and he's headed back to the stripe.
And Tyler Riley, to me, this whole first half doesn't look like he's done anything extra special to be the leading scorer. He's just pushed the ball with purpose, and again, it just seems like he's always on the end of the scores. Early off, starting off with knocking down a 3. He's been a part of some really great assists, man, but just playing within himself and having a really good game. 15 points here early.
He's so athletic. He's got such a good eye for the basketball. The refs getting in on the action, cleaning up the floor. A little smile there.
The ball boys hadn't made it to work yet.
That's the other jobs as assigned part of the job application. Other duties as assigned. Jose Nieves taking some time. So Riley cashes in. He's got 15, now 16 points on the day. He was a Gatorade Player of the Year nominee in high school out in Las Vegas. Went to Cal Baptist. Was phenomenal out there. Final possession of the half, out of the corner. New Mexico State needed that one. It does not fall from Osborne. Tulsa dominant through the first 20 minutes of game action here from the Comerica Center.
Yeah, the only way to sum that up is them being dominant, and that's what they've done. Not a lot of second chance opportunities for the Aggies.
On Urban Edge Network, but right now, time to start the second half between the Tulsa Golden Hurricane and the New Mexico State Aggies. Alongside Heckma Harrison, I'm Kyle Yeoman. So glad you're with us. New Mexico State starting with the basketball, and they hope to begin the second half with much cleaner play than they did to start the first half. You take out the first 8 minutes of the game, and it was really back and forth between the two teams to close the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, just for a few, and then it was the runoff by Tulsa. I just really need my freshman Gabe Pickens to be more aggressive. They need, obviously, Jamel Jones is one of the players that we came in talking about. But other than that, man, and Malunga in the interior, you really haven't had much.
Malunga on the free throw line. Goes right back to it, and he knocks them both down. Good start by the big man in this one. First one on the New Mexico State side to hit double figures in the game. Nobody else for New Mexico State actually has more than 4 points. That's significant, to say the least, as this one's off the mark from David Green.
Yeah, could that be a sign for the Aggies? Maybe cooling off a little bit for Tulsa.
Anthony Rizesh. Back to Mims. Rizesh has been quiet. And now this one through the hands of Jones, and Malunga gets tangled up with Green for the foul.
That was a complete telegraph pass right there, and I think it was Jamel Jones that thought that it was going to be intercepted and going the other way.
The thing about Jones is he has scored at least 10 in every game this season. Former junior college National Player of the Year, and he has been held in check mightily. Just 3 points so far. Turnover there by the sophomore Pickens. Jamel Jones back to Malunga. They want to feed the paint. They do with Mims, but it's swatted by Green.
What a defensive play by David Green.
And how about the take inside? Off the mark, though, by Barnstable. I thought he was about to elevate again.
If he did it again, I'd just, look, I'm walking out of this place.
Instead, Mims finishes with the and one opportunity. Julius Mims starting to wake up a bit.
Yeah, great way to run the floor, but also very great. There's great vision right there by Anthony Rizesh on the pass to Mims. They got to get stuff. They got to have plays like that happening consecutively in order to make a comeback. I don't think they can do it from the three-point line. It's going to be in the paint for them.
That's where they had the majority of their success in the first half. Points in the paint is really the only metric right now that is even between the two sides. Mostly everything benefiting Tulsa so far. So as long as they can keep the points in the paint rocking, Tulsa misses a couple shots, sees that percentage start to drop a little bit, things will start to roll, but that's not going to happen if Papola still knocks him down at a high level like that.
Even out of halftime, and I'm seeing the Aggies trying to play that refrigerator magnet defense, and it's not working. They're still able to knock down shots.
Foul off the ball. That's against David Green. Let's take a look at the one made by Ade Papola on the opposite side.
And again, from NBA range, down the hatch. There he is. Good.
You ask and you shall receive as Jamel Jones gets the jumper to go. 5 points for Jones.
And they finally caught Tyler Riley trying to hook him. That's a veteran move on the baseline. Just couldn't get away with it.
He's done that a couple times so far this afternoon.
As you see him right there with the left arm.
He's Good acting by Rizesh, too.
Great acting, Johnny. Okay. It's the only way you don't let him get away with it.
Gotta see it to believe it. Rizesh has been more active on the ball lately. Now he'll get a chance to shoot it. Short. Jones goes right back up with it. Could this be the run that gets the Aggies back within contention?
Yeah, feet set, easy mid-range jumper for Jones.
Outscoring Tulsa 9-3 to start the second half. Drive inside, off the mark. Barron will go to the line.
Way to slow things down for Tulsa. Pace of play has changed for them also here in the second half.
That's a great point. Barron, the 6'10" junior. How cool of a story is it for him? Spent 5 seasons serving the military in the U.S. Navy. Of course, today, right now, actually, the Army-Navy game going on. You know, he's got some vested interest in that. He played 1 season at Olympic Community College while his ship, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, was docked retrofitting in a harbor in Washington. So he said, oh, we're retrofitting the ship, got a little bit of time off. Let me go play some college basketball. Played at Olympic Community College and then found his way into this Tulsa starting lineup and has been fantastic for Eric Conkle after 5 years of serving the military and the Navy.
Who knew being 6'10", 220 pounds would give you some options?
It certainly does. I don't think he was a fighter pilot in the Navy.
No.
Good pass down low. There goes Julius Mims off of a phenomenal feed to the low block.
A great find down low, and Mims starting to unwrap his game here in Frisco.
6-0 run after those 2 missed free throws, and then the following bucket. Barnstable wants to put up the 3. He misses it short. Rebound underneath by Barron. Tulsa still with a sizable lead, trying to end this early run. Knocked away. Green had it knocked away. Now a foul by Popola as Rizesh finished with the steal, draws the foul. That's foul number 3 on the talented guard from Tulsa.
Something a little different about this Aggie squad. They're moving a lot faster here. Rizesh, that wasn't an acting job, though.
No, there's a lot of contact. It was right in front of us. You could feel it from the scorer's table.
I want to correct myself. Gabe Pickens is not a freshman. The SID let me know that he is a sophomore.
He is a sophomore. Played last year for this New Mexico State squad. One of 2 guys returning on the roster. Here's Jamel Jones in a bit of rhythm. Goes over the top of Barron. That would have been big time for the Aggies. Best run that they've had in the game. Riley. Work around, wing extended 3, too strong, and underneath, secured by Jones. Barron falls to the ground. Numbers for New Mexico State. Rising back to Jones, underneath for Mims, who lays it in.
Great ball distribution right there from New Mexico State, and they have come from the basement to get some momentum here.
As you'll see, and one of my favorite basketball venues, underrated venue in the country, Reynolds Center. Older venue, they've done it up, put some makeup on it a couple different times with some new renovations. But the number one thing about the Reynolds Center,
what is it?
The scoreboard is tremendous. An NBA-esque type scoreboard that basically takes up 3/4 of the floor, hangs on both sides, and of course is a mainstay for anybody that wants to watch some pretty good college basketball. Both the Tulsa men and women really good this year. Lots of excitement in Tulsa. But they are on a bit of a drought at the moment, a 3-minute scoring drought for Tulsa. And New Mexico State currently on an 8-0 run as they've closed the gap of what was once a 23-point lead for Tulsa down to 12, trying to find a. We took a look at the campus history for Tulsa. Here's a look at the New Mexico State campus history. 23,000 students, much bigger enrollment, much bigger alumni base. 9 hours away, though, compared to the 4 hours that Tulsa had to travel to get here to Frisco. Yet, if you were to look in the crowd, Heckma, who has the advantage in terms of the fans?
Hey, they traveled. They came ready.
Lots of maroon in this one. Foul on Rizesh. Jason Hooten not happy, and all those fans that made the 9-hour trip not happy either. He is irate as he heads to the sideline.
Well, you got to give the Aggies credit, man. In this second half of action, they haven't allowed any clean looks. You don't want to foul on the three-point line, obviously, but want to close out.
Well, you don't want to foul either on an 8-0 run, giving 3 opportunities at the stripe for Barnstable, who on the season currently inside the top 10 of qualified parties. Just 2 missed free throws this year. It's almost automatic from the stripe. 23 of 25 entering. Now he's hit 25 of 27 with 1 more to go. Tulsa's missed their last 4 from the field, but 3 big ones at the free throw line to increase their lead back to 15. There's belief there with New Mexico State, and now Barnstable left behind thanks to the press. Pickens to Mims, who's been much better to start the second half as well. 5 minutes into the second period. Mel Jones, that's a blocking foul. As Jones gets upended, here's a look at it as Riley is charged his second.
Yeah, Riley not agreeing with it. He tried to sell it well.
It was that second foot, just never got down. That's the right call. Sets up on the inbound. Second foul for Riley. 3 fouls on Popola as he's on the bench. Ekwe is back in as well for the Aggies. He suffered an early foul as well. He has it at the top of the key. 6 to shoot. Jamel Jones to Rizesh. His high arcing 3 off the mark. Rebound secured by Dean.
You see the attention on defense for Tulsa. Kind of giving the Aggies a taste of their own medicine and start things off here.
Jones gets the switch. Now he'll pull up. That's a long 2. Maybe not the high-quality shot that New Mexico State wants to see down by 15.
Hey, Jamel, just sensing that his team needs to score, takes it, matters into his own hands. We've seen that plenty in the first half.
Rigsby drives, wanted a poster over the top of Ekwe. It was off the pump fake initially, and Rigsby wants to go inside.
Hey, Fort Worth style boy. He's trying to get it done. You better get out from under there or you lose a pinky.
On second review, I actually thought that was pretty good defense by Ekwe. May have made contact at the very beginning. He went straight up, though.
Yeah.
That was what he was trying to plead. Either way, Rigsby at the line. He's a phenomenal free throw shooter. Just does not miss from the stripe. That's a common theme. Have you heard that a couple times today?
Yeah, yes, I have. That and rebounding.
True. And even with no field goals by Tulsa in the last 4 minutes and 16 seconds, they still are just being outscored by 6 here in the second. 8 points by Rigsby. Former Sun Belt champion with the Troy Trojans, now with Tulsa. Malonga, after a bit of a breather, goes outside for Elliott. He wants to drive. Randall. Jones on Barnstable, goes to the short corner. Malonga can't handle. 7 to shoot for Randall. Back to Malonga, has some space, gotta go up there, and he does. Phenomenal move by Sear Malonga, who's quite possibly having his best game of the season.
Love the way that he created that space with Ian Schmeichel on his back.
Stutter step by Riley, too clean by the junior.
Oh, the step through, that was just too nasty.
That's a quick answer by Tulsa. You can see New Mexico State just like they did in the first half, having to work and labor for every point they find. Golden Hurricane have made it tough. Jones outside, Elliott, catch, shoot, short. Offensive board by Randall, but he sees this one slip out of his hands on the baseline.
You know, I love the fact that they're making the extra pass, but man, when you get an opportunity like an Elijah Elliott did, obviously didn't fall, but man, you need it. You need that to just change the momentum here for your team.
New Mexico State still shooting just 37%. They've only hit three balls in this one. Short corner, Riley short.
Good look by Riley, running his defender off the baseline.
Elliott puts it up. Another tipped ball out of play. The wall will check in for Riley. This is exactly what Tulsa wants to do. Every one of these possessions where the Aggies come up short, after they had put together a little bit of a run here, every possession from here on out is just more time off the clock for New Mexico State to actually piece together a considerable chance to get back in it.
I like the chess match, though, between Conco and Hoot. Both of these coaches switching up their defenses on possessions is presenting something different.
Barnstable drives into the corner. Rigsby, his three. And it over the back will be called on Tulsa. That'll go against Schmeichel.
It's a tough matchup for Schmeichel going up against Malonga.
Been very impressed with what Malonga has done today. 12 points to lead all Aggies. 4 for 6 from the field. He's drawn a couple of fouls, and now he'll go to the line where he's already been 3 different occasions. 4 for 6 from the stripe. Known as a defensive presence, his offense has taken steps forward. 1-1 on the board as Tulsa's already in the bonus. 7 fouls as a team for the Golden Hurricane. That could be a way the Aggies get back in it without killing any clock.
Absolutely. Make it a free throw shooting contest.
Both teams have gotten to the line tonight and cashed in for the most part. 18 for 21 from Tulsa and 12 for 15 from New Mexico State. Both teams had missed just the 3 before that one. That worked out, though, as Osborne comes up with the offensive board and puts it back in.
Hey, you can hear the roar from the Aggies crowd.
This feels like a big possession for New Mexico State if they want to start stacking a run again.
Oh, absolutely, Kyle. This time becoming important.
Pump fake, still on the 3 line. Drive by Lawal, left it up, rebound and a foul. And the rebound had already secured it, so that'll be free throws for Jamel Jones on the opposite end of the floor.
Yeah, turning these stops into scores. You said that was an important possession, getting to the free throw line.
One of the teams that are picked above them in the American Conference preseason poll, South Florida. And the Bulls, who look really formidable so far to start the season as well.
What you're saying is there's going to be 2 back-to-back tough matchups there in January.
Yeah, the Bulls get up and run the floor. You've got North Texas, who plays a high brand of defense, even with a new coaching staff there in Danielle Robinson. Knows how to play some defense, just like Ross Hodge did and Grant McCaslin before him previously. Right now, I'm scheduled to be on that call for North Texas and Tulsa on January 4th. Excited for that. In the battle here between the two, and New Mexico State again closes the gap back within 12. They've outscored Tulsa by 10 here in the second half. Barnstable, turnaround 3 off the mark. Long rebound, Elliott is there. The Aggies can cut the lead to 10 or less with a make on this possession.
Starting to put some possessions together. There's New Mexico State and
Rizesh faced with the trap. Back to Malonga. Here goes Randall. Malonga to Elliott with 5 to shoot. He'll think about it, he'll drive it, cuts inside, had the extra pass, but he didn't have time there. And Coach Hooten immediately telling Elijah Elliott, you gotta be smarter, you gotta take that to the rim. I thought that's what the thought process was.
Well, he knows the shot clock and your New Mexico State fans helping you with the shot clock. You thought he's gonna at least try and get that one off the goal to reset.
That was nearly 5 seconds. Things got a little dicey there for Popola, who's back in the ball game. 12 points for him, but 3 fouls, working with those 3. Rigsby nearly lost it. Into the corner, 3 ball for Dean. Up it goes, and it does fall. First make for Ramad Dean in the ball game.
Nothing but soft touch on that one, boy.
Transfer from Fordham. Both these teams littered with transfers. Rizesh knocks down a triple. Quick answer by New Mexico State.
That's the difference in that possession. Rizesh is set up in the corner and ready to shoot.
His first make from the field today. They need him to step up in a big way as time goes on. Another corner, opposite corner, this time for Popola. Fight for the board, won by Smichael. The wall had it poked away. 4-on-2, Rizesh to the rim, takes it himself. It's a 10-point game in Frisco.
What a turn of events here in the second half for the Aggies, and everything has been set up off of the way that these guys have been playing defense. They're not giving any easy shots, closing out on shooters.
Not that time.
But just as I say that,
Ramad Dean knocks it down. Back-to-back triples for him.
Dean says stick a sock in it.
And he immediately commits a foul. The push will put New Mexico State back at the line. And the key here, clock is frozen for these points. Every possession like that crucial. Tulsa does a nice job as both teams knock down a couple threes here.
Hey, Jason Hooten's been around the block a few times. He knows how this is going to fall in his favor. So these guys compete for those rebounds. You get the foul, we get points.
It's the 3rd time since Tulsa worked into the bonus that they've put New Mexico State at the line from the opposite baseline. And the next foul will have New Mexico State in a double bonus as Tulsa's sitting at 9. 9 fouls as a team, that is. Elliott, originally out of Houston, Texas, misses here. Tip in is good. And they called an and one on the tip in. Hold on a second.
I don't think everybody recognizes.
I don't think anybody does on the floor.
Oh, that was friendly fire.
It certainly was. That was tipped in by Smichael.
Yeah.
But then they called a foul.
Wow. Yeah, you can't do it.
But the bucket is good. So it was a foul on New Mexico State, but the bucket was an own goal by Smichael.
Oh, man.
He got and one on his own bucket. How about that? I'm not sure why the bucket would count at that point, but I guess here we are, 10-point game. They counted the jumper good by Osborne, but then the foul was on Randall underneath, so they counted the bucket, which was really tipped in by Smichael. And if you're confused at home, welcome to the party, because I'm there too.
Both of us.
What a wild sequence that was. Let's take one more look at it here.
There's a miss by Elliott. And,
Definitely, it was tipped in rather, not Smichael, excuse me, it was Dean that tipped it in. Riley gets both points back, by the way, and he has 21, a new season high for Kylan Riley.
Way to pull that one down by Rizesh.
Crucial possession again for the boys from Las Cruces. Mims looking for anybody, finally gets it. Now it's in the corner for Osborne. Cross-court pass into the corner, put up by Randall, who drills a three.
Good things happen when they set their feet and are ready to shoot.
His second of the day cuts the lead to single digits. New Mexico State with the faithful in the building starting to feel it. This one ripped away on defense. Randall with the three, then the steal. Here goes Rizesh inside. He got it to go off the tip-in. The ball bounced up off the rim just in time for Julius Mims.
Great defense by Jalen Randall. And the timeout called. Whoa.
Then it's FIU, Missouri State, Western Kentucky. They're right into conference play with a snap of the fingers.
Yeah, no time wasted. But boy, they should be proud of themselves and the way that they battled back here at the Comerica Center. It has been them in transition. They've been getting downhill offensively.
Here's the defense again. This one put up from three. Big time make from Tylen Riley. He's 1 point off of career best as he has 24. Lead back to 10 by Tulsa. Pickens to Mims. New Mexico State has made 6 of their last 7 from the field. Mims drives inside, missed it.
Thought he had some contact too.
Tulsa did a great job of going straight up to contest the shot. 7 minutes remaining, anybody's ball game from this point forward, but if you're New Mexico State, you cannot allow Tulsa to get hot here. Drive, blocked all the way through. That's a tie ball. Possession arrow keeps it with Tulsa. Good defense all the way to the rim by Julius Mims.
Yeah, you see him right here underneath the goal, and Mims going straight up. The stop by Rigsby.
Tulsa's lucky that wasn't called a block because it actually ricocheted off Popola. That would have been New Mexico State ball. That'll be a counted bucket.
Now, I don't know about that. What do you... Whoa. Wait a second.
Wooten's not happy with it. It looked like a goaltend initially.
No.
The ball's on the backboard.
It never got to the goal.
You don't think so?
No.
Let's see.
Here it is right here.
Ooh, did it? If it hits the backboard first, you cannot make contact with it. Doesn't matter if it's on the rim or not. If it hits the backboard, then it's a dead ball. But this might be a challenge opportunity. There are challenges available now in college basketball.
It was close. Whatever it was, obviously it didn't look like it in real time, but it would have been ever so slight from Tyler Barron.
Coach Hooten had him take a look at it, so New Mexico State has cost a timeout. They have to pay for that challenge via a timeout. And it is a 12-point Tulsa advantage with 6:45 to play. Took a while. I don't know if they would have had enough to overturn that.
No, after you start to see it replay over and over again, it was too close.
Pickens loses the basketball all the way into the backcourt it goes. Bounce pass keeps it alive for the Aggies. 10 on the shot clock. Rizesh inside to Osborne, who draws a foul. Spinning out of control into the paint, but he takes a hack.
This team is so unselfish, and you saw there from Rizesh that looked like he had a good look, and he elects to pass the ball to Osborne, who collects the foul.
Osborne playing a bit of a factor here in the second half as well, the freshman out of Missouri City. As this one's off the back iron and no good. Osborne also a sophomore, rather. Gets the second one to go. 5 points for Osborne. Another returner for this New Mexico State squad after he played 22 games with the team last year.
Yeah, the bad news for Tulsa is that Malonga is back on the court. He is who's been giving them fits. Great high post defense right there from Gabe Pickens.
Catch and shoot by Green. In and out it goes. He's been quiet from a scoring element today, but out of bounds on the baseline off of the Aggies. And you can hear Coach Hooten from our spot on the floor saying block out, and that's for good reason. Off of the miss like that by Green, that should have been a stop by New Mexico State. Six minutes left. Aggies have kept pace here in the second half. Step back and a foul called. Riley will go back to the stripe with a chance to set a new career high.
Gabe Pickens, it really is a tough position to be in for the sophomore, trying to close out on a hot shooter. Don't want to give him 3 free throws, though.
Not at all. First one ties his career best with 25. He's been fantastic all night. It's the new career high, 26 points. And now a chance to add to it. A junior from Las Vegas at the stripe. His previous career best was against Grand Canyon back in February as a part of that Cal Baptist squad. Now he's got 26 points, 27 points now rather, on the board. Malonga. Two-handed pass into the corner by Pickens. Up top for Jones.
Big shot for Jamel Jones. Off the bench, instant offense. Whoa.
And an offensive foul called. It'll go against Popola, which is big for possession, but even bigger, that's his 4th. Let's take a look at the Jones 3.
Yeah, Jamel needing that one, got it. And then on the other side, defensively, these guys are pulling down another foul on Tulsa. What a turn of events.
Said that a couple times in this one, and it continues to teeter-totter back and forth, but again, Tulsa's done a nice job of keeping the lead at an arm's length. So this New Mexico State team looking like what we anticipated to see coming into the game. Turnaround, Jones, short corner fadeaway, it's tipped all the way back out. Multiple Aggies there for a possible rebound. Here goes Wyzesh inside, wanted to slam it home, but Barron's there to block it away.
It's not salute to service, but you got to give it up to the serviceman right there on the block, man. Barron's big time.
Here he is again. This time he's fouled. It felt like that might have been a window for the Aggies to really make this happen, but the block by Barron, crucial.
Yeah, Ryzesh, he sees an alley, he takes it, but Barron closes it.
That one very clear. He got the block prior to the bucket.
Yeah, you think so? No need to challenge.
Barron, who has been really good from the free throw line this year, has struggled today, 0 for 3 from the stripe. Entered 10 of 15 on the season, and he's missed all 4. Tipped out of play, and it stays with Tulsa.
And Coach Hooten has yelled out, box out a few times here. I think he'll do it again.
That's hard to do against David Green. 6'7", 225 pounds. Good luck.
Yeah, he's built like a tank.
And another foul, as this time Rigsby will go to the stripe. And he doesn't really miss free throws, so this should be a chance for Tulsa to increase their lead. That one on Malonga, his 3rd.
And every time Miles Rigsby has the possession, same thing. He's going to the hole.
And that's where he's at his best, knowing that he can go to the stripe, knowing that he can drive downhill. He's been great on the defensive end this year. Over a dozen steals now on his total. Top 10 in the American. And he hits them both. 10 points for Miles Rigsby. All but 4 have been at the stripe.
It's going to be very important for New Mexico State to get good looks, quality looks.
Malonga. Back to Jones. 10 to shoot. Pestering defense by Riley. Jones, baseline, fadeaway, in and out it goes. Rebound secured by Barnstable, and Tulsa has a chance to salt this one away. Every possession crucial for the Aggies. Barron, backdoor, Green couldn't hold on. It's out on the baseline. Another turnover by Tulsa. New Mexico State running out of time, trailing by 13. Can they close the gap on what was once a 20? Mexico State has been fantastic, 13 points, as they've got the basketball out of the timeout. Missed shot by Jones, and Malonga called for the foul as he pushes off Barron on the low block.
Yeah, and how they got back into this game has been the points in the paint. Malonga had a lot to do with that.
So here goes Riley. Last half court to Barnstable. Tulsa has done a good job despite not making their field goals over the last really like 8 minutes or so.
Right.
Of game action. That shooting percentage that they had from 65% has gone all the way down to inside the 40s now.
I think that shrinkage has a lot to do with the way that New Mexico State has come out and played defense.
Yeah.
All over them.
However, the Aggies have been in a scoring drought, and Tulsa's gotten to the free throw line. Only 4 to shoot.
Uh-oh.
Rigsby's got to go. Up against everybody, never got it off in time. Shot clock violation. Good defense from the Ags, as both Malonga and Jones were in the low block. Aggies want to run with it a bit. Malonga up top. Dribble handoff to Randall. Jones to Mims. Mims with some space, drives inside and finishes. And one opportunity for Julius Mims.
Hey, I was talking about Malonga being the reason for the comeback, but it's also been Julius Mims. His involvement, and you see him right here being patient with the lefty, going back right hand.
He had a really rough first half. He was minus 22 early in this game. Since then, I've seen that dwindle a bit. He's got 16 points, one off a season high for Mims, the transfer from Idaho. 10-point game again. Tulsa at 77 points, averaging 91 a game. Riley draws the contact. Elliott picks up his 4th.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration starting to show right there for number 11. He thought, look, I got my hands up as you see him trying to explain that to the referee right now.
That should be 4 on Elliott. He's having that conversation back behind the play. Jose Nieves, our official that he's talking to. Again, free throws big time down the stretch here for Tulsa. And that's what makes them dangerous when they get into American Conference play, is if they can get to the line and make free throws consistently, just like they've shown in this one, there are a lot of teams that they're going to put away just by getting off to a hot start.
Yeah, don't trust your man defense versus Riley. Really does, man. I'm telling you, he's one of those guys that he can create for himself, but also his teammates try to create for him as well, knowing that he can come off of those screens. And he's going to get guys in foul trouble.
Now Randall is fouled by Barnstable, just his 2nd foul.
Barnstable. Woo! Talk about setting the party up. Off right.
Had a highlight reel play in the opening half And a lot of people wearing the gold and blue are going to remember for a minute. We were talking with the sports information department prior to the game about his high-flying dunks and taking a look at some of his highlights, and I still think the one he had today tops the list.
Oh, man, he's had some phenomenal dunks. Don't underestimate him.
See what type of pressure New Mexico State can put on here in the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Rigsby.
Uh-oh. In trouble.
They are definitely in trouble. Clock goes all the way down, but they get it across the floor easily. Here goes Rigsby. Back to Riley. Anticipate those guys touching the ball quite a bit here. They are the best free throw shooters. Barnstable drives baseline, wants to go up strong, and he does. Miles Barnstable with the and one.
I'm sorry, but the elevation on this is sick, Kyle. It just continues to go up. What? You gotta check that man's shoes.
The senior, 14 points on the board. He's just so reliable. I mean, the last 6 letters in his last name are stable.
Yeah.
That's about right as to what he can do. Another strong take. And Jamel Jones says New Mexico State's not out of it yet. Both teams trading and one opportunities.
We ain't done. We ain't done.
The harm in the bucket for Jamel Jones.
Yeah, you get into contact, and that's Rigsby. He's trying to plead his case. His hands are straight up, but still contact right there. Great continuation for the N1.
Jones, who was held to just 3 points in the first half, now has 14. Back at the line. Missed the second one. Foul on Malunga, and I believe that's it for him. That'll do it for Sear Malunga. He gets fouled over the back on Tyler Barron, who will now go to the opposite side of the floor and shoot some free throws. And that is it for Sear Malunga, who finishes with 13 points, a couple rebounds, and was big on the defensive end.
Yeah, I don't think Malunga knows that he fouled out.
He'll know in a moment.
Yeah, he does not want to go. They said 2 forward. He looked down at his jersey like, oh, that's me.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you, bud.
Had one of his better offensive performances of the year, just too short of a career high. And they're going to miss his presence in this one. So Barron all alone at the free throw line. Tulsa, okay, giving up a couple free throws there. The first one's off the mark by Barron. He's now 0 for 5 from the free throw stripe. And he finally rattles one home. The lead back to 13 for Tulsa, just 145 away from salting away their 7th straight win and improving to 10-1 to start the 2025-26 season. Jones, with New Mexico State in desperate need of a big play, tried to do it all himself, and it feels like the run to close the gap has run out of steam.
Yeah, that's officially. And I'll tell you, man, when I come away from this performance by the Aggies, not a lot to hang their head down about. They just got to start a lot better. I think that slow start really was their undoing.
I think we saw in the second half what this New Mexico State team could really be. But we also got a pretty good glimpse in the first half of just how good this Tulsa team can be as well. When they shot 74% through the first 10 minutes, or excuse me, more like 18 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, they went off.
Just unbelievable to start the game. It's honestly shocking to see their percentage down below 50% just because of how good they were to begin the game. They hit 8 of their first 11 threes. And took it, what was at one point a 41-18 advantage. They'll end up winning this one by double digits, but they dominated that first half, and New Mexico State has squarely dominated the second half. Wins already this season for Tulsa against teams like Rhode Island, Oral Roberts, Austin Peay, Northern Iowa, a team that normally contends to get into the tournament. That was a tight game. Their one loss, 84-83, up at Kansas State in the Octagon. Tough place to play. Probably should have won that game.
Hey, wait a second.
They won, or they were leading by 5 points with under 30 seconds to play, and they let that one slip.
Hey, plenty of controversy in that game for Manhattan.
I did forget that I'm sitting next to a Kansas State
You threw that out so loosely, but I like it. I
but
mean,
it's
you're
true.
right. It is. It is. It is. I can't dispute the truth.
2 seconds to shoot. Riley doesn't get that one off in time. That's a shot clock violation, but 26 seconds left. New Mexico State will have a chance to cut it. A couple extra points, but it's just cosmetic at this point in time, as Tulsa will get their 10th win of the campaign in just 11 tries at it.
Yeah, you see right there, you see the competitor in Tylen Riley. A little frustrated by that last possession. Like, dude, you scored 29 points tonight. You've been on fire.
Gonna wipe up the floor a little bit here. Now the Tulsa coaching staff getting in on the act. Shot clock off in Frisco. Pickens back to Jones. Goes down low for Mims, who takes it to the cup, missed the lay-in. And we'll see if there's any foul here. Not the case. That'll do it. 83-70. What a battle it was in the second half, but the first half belonged to Tulsa, and they take care of business